Hello everybody, welcome back. This is going to be another zodiac specific reading, and let's see who is the lucky sign. Sagittarius, expand. New vistas calling you once again. Let's see. Oh, first card popped right out. What is it? I don't want to lose myself again. It's like, are you getting lost? Are you going away, expanding horizons? What is this? And depicted as the Centaur, this is reminding me that Chiron is also the co-ruler of Sagittarius. Chiron is being aspected recently, at the time of this broadcast. Instant attraction. Okay. So moving in a new direction towards a new attraction, whether this is a new hobby, a new individual, a new place, a new group, not wanting to lose yourself amongst the group or amongst perhaps even codependency in a relationship. Maybe there's been situations where your mutable nature, your flexible, changeable nature in some regard has had you operating in other relationships previously where you were always accommodating, always positioning yourself in order to accommodate at the beginning, and then not noticing until much later that you were not serving yourself whatsoever. You'd moved away from being self-contained and overextended. Brick house is at the bottom. You mighty. Let's see, a couple more here. Gaslighting and manipulation. Look deeper. Okay. And spelling. Mind your mind. Guard your tongue. Thoughts become reality. Real eye ties. So as we think about ourselves, thought becomes thing. And whether we acknowledge it or not, often the things that trigger us the most about others are those things that represent either something we're not allowing ourselves to explore fully, or something that we believe others should not explore. That's a little bit of a tangent. I know that Sagittarius can be the sign that also loses itself in judgment. And perhaps what we're being told with gaslighting and spelling here is that our thoughts about ourselves are not only because of ourself. It's contextual. It has to do with our background, our ancestry, our socialization, and our environment, and so on. And so the thoughts and judgments that we hold end up being projected outward, like, I'm a hard worker. Why do those people get a break? I haven't had a break in 30 years. Well, maybe that's the trigger then. You need to give yourself a break, and then you'll realize why other individuals take breaks periodically, because we're more effective when we take a break. So that one's an easy one to look at. Or let's say, we're uncomfortable with our physicality, and so then others that we esteem as better or worse, there becomes a highly charged idea that we hold when we witness either beauty or what we feel is the opposite of beauty, without digging in. Now, usually Sagittarius is It is the sign of judgments because of the need to be discerning and the questing into other truth. And this is all the quest for growth. And so if there's an attraction, it may be that we're shooting for the stars, but there's something in there that is either not for our best interest, or perhaps the attraction is based upon something that we need to learn through or grow within, rather than something that actually serves the forever. I mean, because everything serves, but if we're instantly highly chemically attracted to another individual, this can sometimes say that there is an unresolved charisma operating through that profound attraction, where you find that if you subtly get to know another individual and explore your mutual interests, that generally there's less triggering intensity in that relationship, and sometimes that can stand the test of time longer than something short-lived and explosive and incredible and magnetic. So anyways, as I was saying, this gaslighting and spelling, this may also indicate that somehow our perspective has been generated from external, antiquated, outdated thinking, through our conditioning process by others who were also wounded. And so these things are coming out in order that we can understand why we're both instantly attracted to some individuals and have a more subtle interest in others. And perhaps there's a choice point here between two potential lovers or two potential jobs. And it's like, one is exciting and one is reliable or something like that. And the idea of just because it's intense doesn't mean it's bad. And just because it's comfortable doesn't mean it's good. And so it looks like we are almost talking ourselves into and back out of a situation or a choice here. So brick house, what's under that brick house? I miss you. Does somebody want you back who's already been gaslighting and manipulating? Stealth, tactics, and games. Toxic friend or family member. Mood swing, drama. Somebody potentially or a place, some type of initial, M, N, O, or P might be involved. Falling for you hard, Capricorn, and one more. You already know, trust your gut instincts. So Capricorn and Sagittarius are adjacent signs right next to each other. And so somebody may be more in a toxic mode than yourself. And you being the brick house that you are, even if you miss them also, if it's toxic for you, you're guarding your contributions and your interaction and protecting your reality from disintegrating, or there's another word. Words elude me sometimes when I'm in the channel. Something that's being destructive to your higher interest. And that's not to say that this individual can't grow of their own, but it's like somebody who's highly attractive but highly toxic, and they're attracted to your strength and power, and they are probably telling you that they are the one who's strong and that you need them, or that they're weak without you, and what would they do if you weren't there to something. But all of this seems to be process of awakening. The Judgment card is coming out. We talked about judgment. The Peacock here with renewal and enlightenment. It's like enlightening our energies by taking space and sitting in our own energy to really look at the moral and ethical and value based. Do they add to our life or do they detract from our life? And having this awakening that says, just because I love you doesn't mean that we have to be near each other. We can love at a distance if necessary. Shaman, number 5, divine wisdom and spiritual power. So you are really in that brick house energy of awareness and teaching other individuals. So if you have been abused or lied to or manipulated in some type of a way, you're developing the awareness and the ability to self-heal and to then create context for other individuals to do their healing and to see through something. I don't know if this is something that you're being led to, some type of social work or some type of counseling work or something of that nature, or seeking that out for yourself. Seeking out group counseling can be amazing for some, but it looks like even if you are not sitting at the head of this group as yet, that this situation will inspire you to expand the things that have spoken through you and to you through your healing process, and you'll be able to say some right thing at the right time with family or friends, or to really show that divine wisdom coming through you and your spiritual power and faith in some way is speaking through you and helping another individual to traverse their own struggles here. Let's get just a couple more out of this deck. King of Feathers, logic and justice. I love that lit up crown, just sitting back with regal authority and wisdom, grace, and power. That lion is very powerful. And this may have been a situation where previously you felt lack of confidence and that somebody just tried to destroy your power and had this feeling of this cowardly lion, and they tried to convince you that that was your persona. But ever since this enlightenment, this awakening process within you, your spiritual power is unmistakable and it's unsubduable, if that's a thing, because you have the logic and understanding, and you're here to be the advocate for justice in your world and for those that come to you. Under the deck, we have the Queen of Feathers. So now we have the King and Queen of Feathers. Perception and truth with the bat energy. Using sonar to navigate is incredible. So being both your own king and queen, perhaps you had some toxic situations that has led you to value being solitary, even potentially celibate, whatever your path is, and that doesn't have to be for all. Or perhaps at this time in your path is a time for your retreat and your expansion of the inner wisdom here with that shaman card. It's like you're coming online, and all of that truth, justice, clarity, and the perceptions are all aiding you and lifting you up into some type of destined self-expression that is going to be so powerful. Like in The Wizard of Oz, is it Judy Garland version, where the lion thought he was on this quest for courage. He's like, oh, I'm so weak, I'm so scared. But there's some kind of card in here. I think it's a Winston Churchill or somebody who says that fear isn't it's not the absence of fear that brings courage, but feeling the fear and doing it anyways. And then the Cowardly Lion, when Dorothy is challenged by the bad guys, the Cowardly Lion doesn't hesitate. He's roars and he jumps in the way. It's like that courage was in there all along. And just because a situation or something has made us feel weak or vulnerable doesn't mean that we aren't that brick house. So let's get you a few more out of the next few decks. We're stopping at the sun card, the backside. Do you see how that sun card isn't the happy, delighted card here? But it shows that this is happening in a situation that is feeling restrictive and imprisoning. An imprisoning circumstance here has been like holding the self back. Fear of leaving the comfort zone. Maybe somebody's like, oh, you can't divorce me. What would you do? You don't have money. Or they expect you to always be there punching the clock and taking their disrespect and clean the bathrooms while you're at it. There was an overflow. It's really nasty. It's like coming aware of that and however it comes through, just being like, I don't have to do these things. I'm being undervalued. I have all of this power and potential at my disposal, and I'm ready to do that. Three of Pentacles being revealed. And that one showed itself in the last reading too. It's like somebody coming in with this gift and this flower, and maybe somebody waiting to give you a gift. Maybe there's somebody new entering your life and you are fearful of this new relationship or this new endeavor, fearing that even though this guy looks nice and says good things, maybe they're just giving you all this smoke up your tailpipe. But this is something that can be built upon with the Three of Pentacles. It's a strong foundation of creativity and connection and being commissioned for something. So if it's a new job, they're going to value your skill and your artistry and your creative use of their resources to create some type of mutual wealth. And here we have this Six of Pentacles, getting what you deserve. Look at all those spiritual planetary symbols here gathered at the back on the mantle of power, the cloak, this guarding and protecting piece of wardrobe here, that this individual is able to create something that continues, some type of legacy. And they're not looking back is what I want to say. It's like moving forward and not looking back, trusting that you have liberated yourself and are now in a position to recognize when you're not being respected or regarded, and to be able to continue to move forward in the best interest of all concerned, and to be able to protect and provide for those that depend on you, like your children or pets or whatever is coming into your mind. King of Cups there, and Six of Wands here with that, leading the parade in the victory, sitting on the high horse. It's like the child has grown up in this situation, but now you're no longer that child. You're no longer that supposed coward that was gaslit. You are riding high. You're being celebrated. You are on your horse, that same horse, your same spirit guide, maybe your born year of the horse, and you're on your healing journey to move forward, perhaps with another. And then we have the Queen of Swords. Truth in Spades. She's very fierce, but not necessarily aggressive. She can be in the right context, but she knows herself. She knows what's right, and she knows how to bring her truth and clarity and justice. And she will not be mind controlled. Look at this, manifesting the partner of your dreams. And there's that rose. And that rose is a symbol that this individual here is partly to do with that. Even if this isn't your forever, it could still be that why waste time on believing the worst of somebody, and let's appreciate them while they're here. So trust in the manifestation. And here we have the front side of the King of Cups. So yeah, somebody wants to approach is what I'm getting off of that. Let me get into this last tarot deck here to clarify a little bit more. So tell me more about this new opportunity here. We have the Hermit, looking for enlightenment and healing in the dark. Coming out. Yeah, and it's on top of that Queen of Swords and the Six of Swords. It's like that Queen of Swords energy is perhaps defensive, protective, and sharp as attack when not wanting to allow others to come in. Look at that sharpness and that arrow. It's like, I'm going to high places, and if you're not going to regard me, then you don't get to come, type of a thing. You can follow, but you're not going to distract me from my healing journey and my quest, because I've got big things inspiring me to move forward. And with that staff, with the snake, it's like that serpent entwined caduceus of Hermes, that now you are inspired to take the helm of some healing venture here. Under the deck, we do have the Hanged Man for you. So this may have taken a long time. You may be resting and waiting, but there's some type of getting your ducks in order, getting things written down and spelled out, and manifesting what you are looking for in this situation. And it's taking some time to climb that big mountain, but big things take big time from sometimes. Four of Swords. Some of these cards are repeating from the Gemini reading. Gemini and Sagittarius are actually opposites on the wheel, so this may show a shadow of one side versus the other, or someone else that you're dealing with in this situation. Four of Swords is taking a rest and gathering your facts, logic, intuition, and knowledge and wisdom, and being able to integrate that knowledge and wisdom into the next step. So that goes really well with the Hanged Man. It's like the lower arcana of the Hanged Man. 10 of Cups. So big love, big togetherness, and bonding is possible here. And group work is amazing. So if you're able to connect with a group that has a loving, healing platform, that would probably be extremely uplifting and rewarding for you at this time, and inspirational on the quest towards who you're here to become. Four of Pentacles, that's relying on your inner resourcefulness and not over giving yourself, but being willing and able to take what's due. And then pulling out these two together, we'll stop there. The High Priestess with the Justice card, understanding the karmic and dharmic authority that's coming through you to advocate for justice, clarity, and healing, and to guard the realms of sacred wisdom. It's definitely an intense energy of feminine wisdom and authority, and I want to say badassery. It's like that Lilith energy, that Kali energy. I'll get you an Art of War card here, just because it seems like you're also doing a bit of battle against some type of individual or trauma bond type energy. Embracing change. This came out in the last one too. Change is inevitable, but many are scared of it. Major life events, leaving home, quitting a job, splitting up with a partner, marriage, or divorce are stressful. Prepare for the worst, but taking the right risk at the right time will ensure that you get through it. The best way to prepare for change is to be the one driving it. Sun Tzu said, "It is only one who is acquainted with the evils of war that can thoroughly understand the profitable way of carrying it on." That's interesting. So is that like using the enemy's momentum against them? The profitable way of carrying it on. It's like understanding the evil of, let's say, the narcissist. Um, you can't win the argument. You can't heal the individual, but you can utilize tactics like gray rock or something like that, and you can help others to understand something. Um, all right, I'm going to get you a Kali Kuan Yin card to close us out. All right, we'll take these two. Bhadra Kali, number 14. It's almost like she's in the throes of some type of mystic vision, or maybe she just has to sneeze. Sorry, I think I'm funny sometimes. And then under the deck here we have Sound the Fierce Flute was underneath the Lotus Throne. These are so similar to the Gemini reading. Sound the Fierce Flute is about the rising vibrational frequency in which things that don't suit or serve are shook loose, and we cleanse and clear by that vibrational frequency, by holding higher thoughts, beliefs, by advocating for higher things. Like, I'm not going to see that there's somebody who's overweight and, oh, they need to walk 10 more miles. I'm going to say, wow, that person's out there doing something. Maybe I could go out and take a walk if I'm feeling that type of an energy. It's your rising vibration helps to share that information with others. It's sharing high moral ground with others and asking them to meet you there on that plane of healing. So Bhadra Kali, let's read that one. It looks like she's really in communion with something bigger than herself. Our wild divine mother knows when to become gentle with our hearts, bestowing sweetness that liberates us from fear. Though you may have faced much struggle and challenge on your path, though it may seem only the most powerful intensity could stem the tide of negativity, the dark mother of grace will conquer the obstacles to your freedom with gentleness. She manifests herself now as Bhadra the gentle. She will calm the waves of emotion, eradicate doubt and despair, and provide safe and graceful passage through all difficulties. So if you need to make your way out of a toxic situation, there are individuals here that can help you to heal and to move away safely. And perhaps going gray rock and no contact with a toxic individual is the only way for you to cleanse and purify their negative influence upon your soul and your mind, in order that you can see yourself outside of their projections and their negative streaming and their judgments. Right now is a crucial time for you to uplift yourself out of that. And if it wasn't an individual, this can be the inner critic. I mean, this could even be that you have some type of inner demon. I say this loosely, not like you're possessed by demons, but an addiction, such as, let's say, alcoholism or smoking too much or overeating, something else, whatever it might be. Even something seemingly healthy can be lethal when given too big of a dose. And so if we are the ones coming back to our own attention, maybe we've just gotten off track with speaking negatively about ourselves and to ourselves and seeing negative about ourselves, but being able to interrupt that patterning. We interrupt your broadcast for this new vibrational influence arising out of the ashes of who you used to be told that you were, in order to ascend on your horse, your high horse, and move through this passage. So I do feel like I need to get you just one more. Let's go to this softer deck. I'm seeing turn on your love light. Do something new, something different. If they once loved you, they still do. Sometimes love just ain't enough if you're in that situation. Thanks for every single time you ever fell in love, whether or not it was obvious, whether or not it lasted, and whether or not you were loved back. It changed everything. Actually, you're always loved back. You changer the universe. You are destined for greatness on the wings of love. So yeah, there's this King and Queen of Feathers, two highly discerning individuals, highly intelligent, having gone through a lot of adversity, having come to the mastery of our perceptions and our truth and clarity, and having somebody that can meet you there. And perhaps there's this power couple coming online to do something, some type of healing venture that has to do with communication, advocacy, truth, honor, justice, and nobility here. So you are destined for something incredible. So take care of yourself. Check back for more messages if you need it. And we'll talk to you again real soon. Bye, Sag.